Melyssa Ford has been off of the Joe Budden podcast since late August, and still no one really knows why she's been absent or kicked off. Melyssa Ford's disappearance from the Joe Budden podcast continues to puzzle fans and the media alike. Since late August, rumors, theories, and breadcrumbs have been scattered about. But as of yet, there's yet to be a concise answer to this hot question. The Stop tried their best to get a clear-cut response out of Marc Lamont, one of the newer additions to the podcast. However, he mostly danced around the questions and didn't provide much insight as folks were hoping for. Viewers in the Stop's comments section pointed out Marc's slithery tactics. Marc could definitely be a politician. Bruh know how to duck questions but sound genuine at the same time, one user writes. Great questions, Danny. Marc is so eloquent, he really knows how to use those tricky words to answer like a true politician, another adds. For example, the host asked the activist and academic if Melyssa Ford is still on the JBP panel to his knowledge. Hill responded, I don't know. I make a point not to ask those questions at work. At any job I'm at. I come to work and work with who's there. Next, he was asked if he thinks he expects her to return. Melyssa Ford and the Joe Budden podcast. That's an interesting question, he expressed. There was a moment where I would have said absolutely, 100%. With every passing day that you don't see somebody, that percentage diminishes. That's how I see it. Elsewhere, Marc was asked if he saw the episode where Melyssa's name was removed from the intro. That occurred in August when the theories began rolling in. He claims he did come across it thanks to fan pages online. However, he also doesn't know if that means she's gone for good, or just for a little while. There were a few more questions that did lend some interesting responses, but one last one we will point out regarded to her feeling at home on the show. Yeah, he said with confidence. Unfortunately, that conversation didn't go any further as there was an interruption that then led to a detour. Overall, folks are still left in the dark. The closest we have gotten to a definitive answer happened last week when discussions about long and short-term contracts were discussed. Queensflip's reaction to the debate led fans to assume that a contract dispute is what led to Melyssa going MIA. Ford did also remove the Joe Budden podcast's IG handle from her bio sometime in the last month, suggesting she really is gone permanently.